Welcome to Seeking to Remain. My name's Kate, and happy Easter. Also, happy Divine Mercy Sunday. This is a beautiful Sunday that we celebrate every year, the first Sunday after Easter, where we remember and recognize the incredible visions that St. Maria Faustina received from Christ, as well as participating in the Divine Mercy Chaplet. If that's not something that you've prayed before, I highly encourage you to take the time today. You use rosary beads, but it goes a lot quicker than the rosary. And it's a beautiful reflection on what Jesus has done for us, what we just finished celebrating, and carrying that forward with us. Jesus died on Good Friday, yes, but we carry that sacrifice with us throughout the year. And the Divine Mercy Chaplet is a beautiful way to keep that toward the fore of our mind. Today's reading is the reading of Doubting Thomas in the Gospel of John, and I'd like to focus especially on Thomas today. Thomas, called Didymus, one of the 12, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples said to him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the mark of the nails in his side, and put my finger into the nail marks, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." We call Thomas Doubting Thomas for this reason, for this reading. The fact that he didn't take the other disciples' word for it, but insisted that he himself had to experience the risen Lord. And more than that, he had to touch him. He had to put his hand into his side. If you can think about that, is rather gruesome. But he insisted on experiencing the risen Lord for himself before he would believe. And thinking about Thomas, I started to think a little bit about this phenomenon that we call it today, called FOMO, or the fear of missing out. Clearly, FOMO is something that's been around for a very long time. It's part of a human condition, I think, that we have this fear of missing out and wanting to experience something for ourselves. Social media has heightened this to whole new levels, something that's already been there. And we have this fear that we're going to be missing out on something fun or something new or something exciting. I've done this during COVID. My mom started knitting, and I said, well, hey, wait a second. I've tried to knit. I couldn't figure it out, but you figured it out, so I should be able to figure it out. And now I knit all the time. That worked out really well. Sometimes FOMO is a good thing. It encourages us to try something new or to reattack something that we've tried and failed at or weren't maybe the best at. I think a lot of people did this during COVID when we had a little bit more time and we were seeing all these different things people were doing. How many of you had a sourdough starter or tried to make your own yogurt or did all sorts of things? Gardening for the first time. Those are really good and beautiful things. But we also know that there is a dark side to FOMO when you start to fear missing out on things that maybe won't be so good for your life. You start to be overly concerned with how you look or how your home looks. Perhaps you start spending money in ways that are not responsible or being a good steward of the things that you have. FOMO is a powerful tool, and the marketing companies know it, and so do the commercials. Our kids have a very, very strong feeling of this when they get to watch TV that has commercials in it and isn't Netflix or something else. Suddenly, every toy they see, they want, and they have to have, and they need. Needs, wants, FOMO. So this week, maybe think about some of the things that you're doing out of FOMO. Are they things that are bringing you closer to God? Are they bringing your whole family joy and happiness? Or are they isolating? Are they unhealthy? Are they things that you need to let go of? Thomas had a fear of missing out, and he insisted on experiencing before he believed in Christ. When he does get to experience Jesus, the risen Lord, and Jesus offers him his hands and offers him his side. Jesus says to him, "Have you come to believe because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and have believed." Jesus wants us to come to know him and to love him, not because we're afraid of missing out, but because we desire relationship with him, because we recognize that we need his help, we need his salvation, we need his mercy. I hope that this week you continue your Easter celebrations and you also celebrate the fact that Jesus desires to be with you. He desires to have a relationship with you. He desires to be part of everything that you do. And not because he's afraid of missing out. If anything, he's afraid that you're going to miss out on what he has to offer you because you're too busy looking around at the world with FOMO instead of looking at him. Thanks so much for all your support. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here a while, welcome back. It's wonderful to see you, and I'll see you all next week.